Hey guys, Marsing here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yesterday was obviously the first day that the Red Zone stuff came out on Global. I did stream a few hours after the stuff came out because it came out at a really awkward time for me in the UK. So I went ahead and streamed a little bit earlier in the morning, and we managed to get a few of the new stages done, but we did not actually get to the point of doing any attempts on Broly on the stream, because I streamed for a good few hours and then I had to go to work, unfortunately. So we got a few of the stages done, a couple more that are going to be released in videos today. But I did get a message from our boy Truth that evening while I was at work, which is why the format for this video looks a little bit different, because it was recorded from the screen recorder on my phone. Basically saying about, you know, am I going to be able to beat Broly on day one? Because Broly, I feel like, was always going to surprise a lot of people. You saw a lot of people after the first couple of stages came out, which of course for the Red Zone, the first few stages, pretty easy. A lot of people were just kind of like, oh, is that it? I thought the Red Zone was supposed to be super hard. And I feel like a lot of people are going to get caught out by Broly. Because, I mean, you can see here, turn one, we got some supers off with the gods. I'm pretty sure I'm using a Rainbow LR God's Friend. And they still take 60k, which, you know, that might not seem like a lot, but this is the first phase. Like, a different unit getting caught by that super is taking a lot of damage. So, you gotta be a little bit careful. I wasn't able to get a super attack with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta either, so we lost a lot of HP very early on. So, funnily enough, it's kind of crazy that this run went as well as it did, because even this early, we're already in slightly dangerous territory. But of course, the MVP for any of the movie bosses stages is going to be God Goku. You have to be careful if there is an earlier stage where you have to fight against minions, because obviously they don't count as movie bosses, so he doesn't get his damage reduction against them. So very careful. But in Broly, that is obviously not the case, because we have a movie bosses and Pure Saiyans enemy right from the jump for the entire event. So, you know, under a leader skill, because unironically you can actually run God Goku without a leader skill, and he can still be reasonably good defensively. So with a leader skill, he is of course not taking any damage from anything that Broly is going to do in this first couple of turns. So pretty much the MVP of the team. And then, of course, we do have both of the anniversary LRs. I wanted to make the... I replied to True. You can see it in the thumbnail. I'll probably flash the tweet up earlier in the video anyway. But I decided to... Global, of course, had an advantage going into the Red Zone, because we already had a ton of 200% leads. Whereas, of course, JP did not have any of those units at the time. So when I replied to Truth, I was like, you know what? Not only will I do it on day one, but I won't use any of the extra 200% leads that Global has. And I tweeted out the screenshot, and somebody did point out, which I didn't think about, the fact that AGL Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta did get his Easy A after the anniversary on JP. He got his Easy A for Saiyan Day, which, to be honest, I'd completely forgotten about. But as you'll see throughout the course of this video, we use him as an off-rotation floating unit, and he doesn't really do a huge amount. I actually can't remember if he even transforms into actual Blue Evolution. So, obviously, he's much better than he was pre-Easy A. Like, pre-Easy A, you probably wouldn't be bringing him on the team at all. But he doesn't do a crazy amount of work in this run, so I think that's fine. Besides, I said no 200% leads, and he's not a 200% leader, so it's all good. But the rotations didn't start off exactly the way we wanted them. Obviously, we want to try and get God Goku and the Rainbow LR Gods together as quickly as possible, because then that will be a very, very strong rotation. And then for the LR Super Saiyan 4s and the Gods, we obviously just want to be super attacking as much as possible throughout the entire run. And remember, against Broly, dodge is completely disabled, so we can't get any dodges, which also means that the Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas cannot counter any super attacks at any point during the run. So I brought Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta along, because obviously post Easy A, he is still very good. He gives some good links for the LR Super Saiyan 4s, even though he doesn't give them Saiyan Raw, unfortunately. But because the final stage against full-on, full-power Super Saiyan Broly is AGL, I thought it'd be good to bring him as the other unit on the team. The team, obviously, fairly tech-heavy. In fact, I'm not sure, because we took a decent amount of damage early on, I'm not sure if we actually fuse with the tech Goku and Vegeta. Wait, did I bring them on this run? Actually, did I even bring them? I actually can't even remember now. Did we see them on a previous turn? Am I losing my mind? I'm recording this the next day, so I can put the video up. So, I did show off on the stream today, actually. I think I took a screenshot, which I can post. Because I streamed first thing this morning and basically showed on the in-game menu the fact that there were 3 tries remaining for Broly for today, and the stage had already been beaten because it had the star. Because obviously this video is coming out on the second day that the red zone stages were available, and the whole point of the challenge was to do it on day 1. So I did do it on day 1. I'll put the screenshots up in the video if I haven't already. But the video's only going up today because, like I say, unfortunately for me, yesterday the timing wasn't the best, and I had to do a stream, get through as much of the new content as we could, and then obviously it got to a certain point where I had to end the stream and then go to work. So I would have liked to have got Broly done and up tomorrow, but I also did kind of want to release the stages in somewhat the correct order, but I know Broly is one of the ones that people are still having some trouble with, so I thought getting this one put up as early as possible would be a good idea. So the gods not being able to finish off Broly here and then them hitting him with a super, I actually genuinely thought we were dead. We took 400k damage from that super attack from Tech Broly, and here we are still alive. He survived with the tiniest sliver of health, and then did 400k damage to us, which is ridiculous. I've like paused here for a second to think about how horribly screwed I might be going into the next part, because of course once you get past the Tech Broly, then you have the STR Super Saiyan Broly who can AoE super attack, and this is where things start to get a little bit sketchy, especially when you've got units like the physical LR Super Saiyan 4s on this rotation. So pretty much the strategy that I've seen most people use, I know a lot of people like Truth use it in their showcases and stuff when they're doing stuff for other units, is once you get to this Broly, the STR Broly phase, you just go ahead and pop double Whis, because then if he does the AoE, even the physical LR Super Saiyan 4s at the end should be able to survive. We're going to obviously pick up as many type orbs as possible here, so we can get as much of the HP back as we possibly can. So I'm also not transforming them yet, because obviously on these turns where we're getting the double Whis like protection, we obviously want to try and get as many extra stacks in as we can, because while we're still untransformed with the anniversary LRs, they obviously are still stacking their defense with each super attack. So that's why I figured on this turn, where they're already protected by the double Whis, we should probably go ahead and get those extra stacks in, because then that could mean all the difference once we do eventually transform them into having enough defense and offensive power as well, of course, to be able to take out Broly. Because the downside, of course, to the double Whis strategy is that you're using both your items in this phase, well, for these 2 turns, and then when you get to AGL, full power Broly at the end, you don't have any items left. And depending which support memory you brought and how early it went off, depending on which one it is, you can be basically ending up against the final phase of Broly with no extra like support whatsoever. No items left, no support memory. We don't have any units on the team that can give us a major heal, because obviously Tech Gogeta, unfortunately, has a very annoying transformation condition. Unlike STR Vegito, where we can fuse when we're on low health to get a heal, we have to have a certain amount of health to be able to fuse with the Tech Gogeta. So I'm not sure if we do actually even fuse at all in this entire run. And I think I got quite lucky on that first turn. I'm pretty sure he didn't AoE. So managed to get through that first turn quite nicely. And then the friend LR gods are fairly decently built up here. No, we can't get a huge amount of ki, which is pretty unfortunate. So I'm trying to think about what to do here, because I need to make sure that everyone's able to get a super, especially Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Because remember, the double Whis is going to keep us alive pretty much regardless of what we do. But we do still need to be doing damage as well, because once the double Whis wears off, if we haven't taken this guy out, then there's the possibility he could AoE in slot 1, and we don't have any items active. So fortunately, though, of course, the Rainbow LR gods are very, very strong. The big damage coming in from them. No additional though, because of course we weren't able to get enough ki, and then he does AoE on this turn. So at least the gods got another super off. They're fine because of the double Whis. They've got damage reduction. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta took a little bit of damage because he does get most of his defense on super attack. But thanks to the double Whis, it wasn't really that much. You have to remember, we are teetering on like a very low amount of HP as well. We've got less than 20% of our HP left at this point. No items. And obviously, bear in mind, of course, the fact, you know, obviously, because you're seeing this video, we do win this run. So the fact that it managed to get this close at any given point is pretty impressive in and of itself, I guess, because we actually weren't able to take him out in the 2 turns. Now, fortunately, on this turn, because of how built up everybody is, and the fact that AGL, Blue Evolution Vegeta, has type advantage, if we were on full health, I would be fairly confident that we could probably live this turn, even if we get AoE'd. Now, obviously, the gods would still take quite a bit of damage, but I think at this point, I don't know if I bring up the menu again, but they do have a lot of defense. Now, Broly's AoE obviously does a lot of damage as well, but if we were on full HP, considering how much health this team has, we might live this turn, but I'm not too sure. So we do get quite lucky considering the fact that he doesn't AoE here. I should have just put the LR gods in slot 1, because I put God Goku there in that typical mindset of like, oh, but what if he supers in slot 1? Of course, completely forgetting the fact that it's an AoE super anyway, so it literally wouldn't matter. And of course, by putting God Goku in slot 1, that just gave him those 2 extra opportunities that he could have AoE supered. So obviously a little bit of good luck came into this run. This was the second attempt though. The first attempt, unfortunately, I had just finished doing the Vegito EZA, and I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. I was talking about this on the stream earlier this morning, but I went to go into this stage, and I just pressed OK straight away without even looking, because I saw the LR Super Saiyan 4s there as the lead, and I just jumped in, and, the gods as the lead, and just jumped in, and yeah, the team I was using for Vegito's EZA, not a great team for the Broly stage. I had units like Physical Kefla on there, who of course, basically if she's not dodging, is not going to be great defensively. So obviously now we're into the end game here. We're at Agl Broly. We need to pull out all the stops and just kill this man as quickly as possible, because any like opportunity for him to super attack is an opportunity that we take a ton of damage, and we don't have a ton of HP because we've been winging the last part of this run on very, very low health. So I think we do utilize basically all of the active skills here. So transforming with the LR gods into Super Saiyan Blue, then we go ahead and fuse and get the good old blue Gogeta Stardust Breaker, do a nice little bit of extra damage here. Basically, we're just trying to go all in on Broly and get the AGL phase over as quickly as possible, because some of the units on this team will be able to take his super attack, even with this low amount of HP, and not just instantly die. But there are, of course, a few units on this team who will instantly die at this level of HP if we take a super attack. So at this point, I figure we might as well transform with the Super Saiyan 4s. Once they've transformed into Gogeta, they do get a huge defensive buff off of their super attacks. So whilst we're not going to be infinitely stacking anymore, their defense is going to be very, very high once they're done super attacking. And of course, they're obviously going to be able to do more damage now. Can't get the super counters, unfortunately, because dodging is disabled. But Gogeta can, of course, output a ton of damage, which is basically what we're looking for at this point. And then, of course, we can use his active skill as well. So put him in the middle just because he picks up the Super Saiyan link from the gods in slot 1. LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's active skill, probably still my favourite animation in the game. I just love that part where the Goku and the Vegeta come together, and then look at that, the Big Bang Kamehameha, big damage, yeah, 7 million damage crit. Remember, this is the first turn of Agl Broly. We've taken off 3 of his health bars, and we technically haven't like attacked with anyone. We haven't started the turn. We've just done our transformations and our active skills, and we've done a pretty solid amount of damage to him. So, ton of rainbow orbs, which means we can get a lot of ki for Gogeta, or Tech, Goku and Vegeta, I guess. Either of the tech units would probably live a super, as long as it wasn't the gods getting supered in slot 1. because of course they are going to get a lot of extra defense from their super attacks. They are going to get an additional, and then of course we have the hidden potential possibility to get a third super as well. So after they get their supers off, they probably would be able to survive a super attack from Agl Broly, but Tech, Vegeta and Goku will as well because of their damage reduction and type advantage. But Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because he can't counter super attacks against Broly because dodging is disabled, so you can't counter super attacks, he's only type neutral. So even though his defense is going to be very high, post super attack, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, mine has 2 dupes, he can easily get to like 500,000 defense. But the problem is Broly's super attack does over 1 million damage, which means he will still be taking like 500k. And we don't have anywhere close to that amount of HP. So fortunately, both transformed anniversary LRs do remove an action with their 18 key super. So we did actually take away a couple of Broly's attacks as well. And then look at this. Full tech rotation. Look at that damage. How many health bars is that? 8 that we did in 1 turn with that rotation. So the power of the anniversary LRs, definitely not to be underestimated. And now here we can literally go ahead, transform with the other gods. I should have turned the active skill animations off now that we've already seen this guy's one once, but you know, we're gonna do it anyway. I'm pretty sure I don't turn it off before we go ahead and do the their second active skill if we are able to. I always forget their conditions because obviously they're brand new to us. I've just been happily using them to cruise through and destroy various content on Global before the anniversary, or sorry, at the start of the anniversary, until these harder red zone stages came out. Nothing can really compete with the power of the both the 7th anniversary LRs. But we get these guys transformed, we fire off the active skill here with the blue Gogeta. This isn't going to be enough to kill, but it gets us very, very close, I think. Or does it kill? No. We get a crit. 8.8 million. And look how much damage that did in terms of how much it took off of 1 bar. Like, Broly has a ridiculous amount of HP. So, Goku's basically unkillable in slot 1, even if he gets a super attack. So, at this point, pretty much it was GG, right? Because Broly himself can't dodge. So, God Goku is pretty much immune to taking damage in slot 1. He's actually getting the Dokkan attack here. Look, Broly's trying. That one last ditch attempt is that he launches his super attack in slot 1. And remember, he can actually super twice in 1 turn. But God Goku, 24k. Considering he's probably the single unit in the game that can tank Broly's super attack the best. And he still takes 24k pre-super. Because remember, he does raise defense on super attack. So I'll probably do less damage in slot 2. Or at least after he's super attacked. But God Goku getting the Dokkan attack. What is his attack stat there? Just under 4 mil. Not bad, but I'm fairly sure it's not enough to finish him off here. And then, of course, that leaves the window open for the LR. Oh, no, it does. God Goku take... Oh, of course, it's the Dokkan attack. What am I thinking? Huge damage bonus thanks to getting all those nodes hit. So, 6 million damage crit. And God Goku takes him out. So, there you go. That is Red Zone Broly beaten on the first day. Ironic that we managed to do Broly, and yet it was Bojack that caught us out on the stream. We went into it with some probably not so serious teams the first couple of attempts, and it definitely caught us by surprise. So, it's kind of funny to think that we managed to do Broly on the first day, but not one of the earlier stages. But there you go. So, there you go, Truth. There is Broly beaten on the first day. Obviously, you know, we're using the full power of the anniversary LRs. Both of mine have 2 dupes. We bought a Rainbow Friend, but very powerful team. And we had to really cling on to that last part, because taking that big super early on really set us up for what could have potentially been a quick loss. And we managed to keep it going all the way through to the victory. So there you go. So if you have managed to beat Broly, let me know what team you guys use down below in the comment section. If you can make this team, then obviously this is a perfect team to try out. Let me know how you get on down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.